Let's go ahead and talk about free companies inside of Final Fantasy XIV, from how to rank, what are they, when to unlock them, and why you should be taking part with the activity. And of course, before we jump into all that, I do want to give a giant thank you to everybody who is subscribing over on Patreon, Twitch, and of course hitting that wonderful join button here on YouTube. Thank you, my dudes. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into this and let's talk about everything you need to know about grand companies. So when it comes to grand companies, this is something that will unlock as you progress through the main story of Around Reborn, and will become available around level 20 with the quest Hero in the Making. And of course you will get that quest Out in the Waking Sands, and that quest is pretty much made up of you traveling to all three nations and getting a little bit of a speech from each of the nation to get a feel for each of them, and then ending with you deciding who you want to actually side with. Just know this is not a permanent decision. We will get into the details of how that operates, but nonetheless you will be asked to pick whichever company you like the bet and idolize the bet and line up with you as a player. Just know each of the companies, since there are 3 total, does have different items and outfit and cosmetic and glamour. So just keep that in mind if you're someone looking for a very specific outfit. I will go ahead and have a full link down below so you can go ahead and check out what type of outfit you're going to get your hands on here. But to give a little bit of a semi-preview here, let's go ahead and start with our 4th nation here with a New Gardania. This is, of course, a area that is very much tree-filled, lovey-dovey type. So the outfits themselves are much more like light, flowy. You will see feathers and other little things in the outfits. And of course, from here, let's go ahead and discuss Uda. Uda set is pretty much a little more military focused. You will also find a little bit more armor pieces, as well as like face helmets and whatnot, of course, done in blue and black here. So if you're looking for more of a military looking outfit, Udon might be for you. And then we have Lemensa. Lemensa is obviously a country built around pirates, so a better outfit to be a little more leaning into the pirate design here with a court hat and an outfit looking more like you would expect. So if you're looking for a pirate theme, Lemensa might be the one for you. And once you decide which of the 3 companies you're going to go with, might it be for lore, might it be for aesthetics, you might be wondering, how do you actually get to the location to start dealing with the quests and the items that are tied to the 3 factions? So let's go ahead and start off with Lemensa here. So from the lower deck at the main crystal here, we can go ahead and teleport. Sadly, that one will require you to go through a loading screen, and it's the only one that technically requires this. So just keep that in mind here, because we need to go ahead and travel to the App Castle here. And once you go ahead and teleport there, and once you're here, you can go ahead and find your headquarters literally right behind you over here in that little red castle. And when it comes to Uda, that one is the closest of also from the main crystal of the town. We're going to go ahead and just run up details, and we'll be right over here on the right side as soon as you come out of that low screen, and you will go ahead and find your headquarters right here. Let's go ahead and talk about Gardania. So that one will also be a net to the crystals, so you want to go ahead and teleport there. And we need to go ahead and head over to the left side here across the bridge, and we will go ahead and find our headquarters right over here in this building right here. And so there is all 3 locations. So let's go ahead and talk about ranks as well as items here. Since ranks is very important, since the higher rank you get, the more item you get here. And of course, you can go ahead and see what rank you are, as well what item you have by talking to whichever grand company you ended up picking, a quartermaster. And from here, you will go ahead and see a few things. So let's go ahead and go over some of this. So first of all, over here on the left, you can go ahead and see what rank you are. And the links itself will be tied to a company seals, which you can go ahead and see how many you have up here on the right side of the menu. We will go into more detail about that in a moment. But as you link up, you will go ahead and unlock more and more items. So once again, this is cosmetics, this is glamour stuff, this is weapons, as well as other materials as well. So you can go ahead and get your hand on some crafting items, as well as food and everything else really in between here. So ideally, you want to link up as high as you can to get better and better items. So let's go ahead and talk about your personnel officers. So if you go ahead and talk to, once again, whichever one is tied to your fleet company, you will go ahead and see a few things here. So we can go ahead and undertake missions. So of course, these are pretty much daily, is what it boils down to. This is, of course, items that you can go ahead and trade in to go ahead and get seals. And the best thing about that is you can go ahead and see here, we have a whole bunch of stuff. Might it be weapons, potions, outfits. We, of course, have how many seals they will give you, as well as some affiliate for doing this as well. So this is also a nice little way to get a little extra affiliate here and there. And, of course, these are, once again, made up of your daily heal. We also have, for all you gatherers out there, there are missions also tied for turning in certain items here, and as well as trading in any item. So if you have any failed equipment or whatnot, and you don't feel like really dealing with selling it on the market, or maybe it's just not worth it, you can also give that to the NPC to also get some seals as well. As you can see here, depending on how good the equipment is, you can go ahead and see how much you can get for it. And of course, when it comes to our next thing we need to talk about, once again, more seals. Because up here, you will notice the number have now changed. As you can see, I got 27,000 out of 50,000. This is, of course, how you tell how much affiliates you have in your grand company. So, as you can see here, I need 50,000 seals. Once I get 50,000 seals, I can go ahead and talk to the NPC once again, and we can apply for a promotion. So once you hit that total, you apply for the promotion, and you will go ahead and link up and get any more item from the quartermaster. But when it comes to the seals itself, there's a few other ways to get your hands on it beyond just doing your daily missions and turn-ins here. So one way you can get any more seal is by doing your hunting log for your grand company and linking up by hunting whatever it might be on that list. And of course, as you can see, as you hunt more and more of the enemies, you will get seals unlocked with grand total up here, as well as continuing to rank from 1 to 3. And of course, if you do want more information about hunting log, I did a video all about it, link above. Check that out if you want more detail about this. But just know, you can go ahead and do your company hunting log kill to get some seals. You can also get seals by taking part in fates. Fates are pretty much random events that happens in most zones on a random time. And as you can see here, we have multiple happening in the zone I'm in at the moment outside of Gardania. And of course, these will be marked with a purple symbol to show that a event had happened. So pretty much just go to them, take part in it, and after completing it, you will go ahead and get you some seals from doing that. You can also get some seals by taking part in leap quests, mainly your free company leap quests. And by completing them, you will go ahead and get you some, as well as taking part in your daily roulette. You can go ahead and get some here by taking part in the leveling, as well as the guild heights as well. So these are also a nice way to get daily seals right along with everything else we just talked about. But on top of that, there is one more way you can go ahead and get seals, and of course that is once again tied back in to taking on delivery, mainly the one that is for you to deliver items to the NPC to get currency. And not only is this useful, once again, like I stated a moment ago, about having extra items that you don't use, there is another way to farm this stuff specifically, is of course if you have a higher level character, you can of course go ahead and run dungeons, might it be solo, Might it be in a group? Kind of whatever you want to do. Maybe you got some friends you want to do that with. But nonetheless, ideally, you want to do that solo so you're not fighting with other players over loot. Because the main thing about turning in the items is you're going to need green, blue, and purple rarity. And of course, these items you mainly get from dungeons. And in return, if you're doing it solo, then you can just go ahead, roll on everything, and get it yourself. Just a little side note there, if you do want to go the way of turning in items, and you have the power or have the friends to go ahead and farm up some seals that way. Also, to turn in the items, you need to be a sergeant second class in your company to also be able to turn in the items as well. So, just a little side note, keep that in mind. But you might also be wondering here, outside of the cosmetics and stuff you get for taking part in the company, you might be wondering, is there anything else worth note, especially if you're someone who don't really care about the cosmetic side? And of course, the answer is yes, since there are a few gameplay modes that is locked behind being certain rank, such as 2 dungeons, at least at the time of this video, as well as hunts, which you can go ahead and find in your area where you can take on dailies and weekly hunts, as well as if you're someone looking into buying property within inside of Final Fantasy XIV for your houses, you will have to get 2 certain ranks. So that is a motivator if you're interested in any of that beyond cosmetic to take part in this mode. And the last little bit here we need to discuss is, of course, about transferring. If you join a company, you end up not really liking it. Maybe you have 100% it, all the rank that is available at whatever given point in 14, and you want to do something new, you can indeed transform from one company to another, and in return, you can hit map rank in all 3 nations. So to do this, you want to go ahead, head to whatever the opposite company that you are. So let's say I'm in Gordania and I want to go to Udon. We need to go to Udon and talk to the personnel officer here. And you will go ahead and see an option to apply to transport. Just know here, you can do that once for free. And after that, you will have to pay 50,000 gil to do this. As well, I'm having a little bit of a time restriction here. Since when you change company, you can't do it again for 15 days. So make sure you know where you are going and why you are going. Because if not, you're going to be stuck there for 15 days while you wait for the timer to play out. And have to pay another 50,000 to transfer again. But with that being said, you can go between them as you see fit. As long as you got the money. And you have the 15 days to fail in between transferring. And the other little note here is when you transfer from one company to another, you will have to start the new company you went to completely from the beginning. So your rank will go back down and you will have to unlock everything again. But just know, if you decide later you want to go back to a company that you have already completed or have a little bit done in, you will keep wherever you was. So you do not lose progress. So all 3 of the company can be leveled up, switch between them, and when you come back, you will still be the same rank you left off on. So that is fantastic if you do plan on trying to rank up all of these. And in return, don't got to worry about losing anything beyond having to start over if you have nothing in one of the other companies. And now you have it. There is everything you need to know about grand companies, how to start the quest, what you get, as well as some restriction throughout. And hopefully you have found the video helpful. If so, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells below. And of course, I will be back once again with another Final Fantasy XIV video real soon. Be sure to check out all the videos I have done. And of course, be sure to come on over to twitch.tv/troymaconn, since I will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV on the release of the FFXIV version coming up here on March 24th. So we are only at the time of the video like 3 days out from that. So be sure to come over. And of course, if you are a new player, you have any questions or would like any type of guide that I haven't already done, be sure to leave them in the comment below. And of course, like always, while you are down there, I will go ahead and see you in the comments.